CupofCoffees. This is a response to your video that you had made in response to mine. I don't feel that your video was as much of a response explicitly to what it was that I said in my video, as much as it was a development of your own position as an anarchist. I don't think that what I said was strong enough to really warrant the degree of critique that you were willing to give me. But in regards to that, I think it's more important for you to have done what you did. We cannot keep commenting on other people's comments. At some point you have to develop your own position as an anarchist, especially if you're orienting yourself towards action. Action requires a degree of certainty that only a strong foundational belief system can give, and so the development of your own beliefs is keystone as an anarchist. The first thing I'd like to point out in terms of appreciation is regarding what I consider to be the tangential nature of philosophical discourse, in the sense that anytime you state any premise, there's no premise that follows from that necessarily follows. They're always tangential based on the personality. And I know it seems silly to even point out such a thing, but I think it's important to notice and to take into view. And in regards to that, I think that your essay was very effective on that point. Due to the density of your essay, and for obvious reasons, I can't reply to every point that you made, though I would like to, and that requires the kind of conversations that a medium such as the internet cannot allow. I can only respond to a few flashpoints that were within your essay, and I can only do that in a short amount of time, but I'd hope to keep up these video responses as long as possible. And though I appreciate your essay, I have some serious disagreements with it on a philosophical level, but again, that requires more time than I'm allowed here in this medium to engage in. You'd said that anarchists form a bond to something concrete rather than an idea. That's a very seductive way of suggesting that an anarchist or whoever can form a bond or a relationship to something concrete, such as the earth, such as natural rhythms of the biosphere, instead of to an idea. Contemporary modern technocratic men tend to form bonds to abstractions, whether through the TV or through superficial relationships with one another, whatever that might be. And that's an interesting thought, is that anarchists root themselves in the physicality of the soil, in biology and the natural cycles of the earth in a horizontal sense, rather than in a linear sense. And I love that idea, and I think that that's something that, even though it wasn't originally your idea, it's something that you could pursue further. In a sense, this is rooted in Judeo-Christian theological notions of linear progress towards a specific goal, and from my point of view, that's something that needs to be eliminated because it's very dangerous. Anytime you posit a metaphysical absolute in which you claim to have access to, and other people don't have access to, that itself is an inherent form of domination over those other people. And in that sense, this linear notion of progress needs to be eliminated, and in place of it, we need a horizontal notion of progress, if you want to call it progress. And horizontal is an interesting metaphor for the horizon, for the soil, for the field. Your video hinted at the political and philosophical tendency of a resistance towards a nominalist approach to physicality, whether in government or in philosophy itself. And you tie that to a psychological fear of the unknown, which is nice, and that's another point that I'd like to see you further pursue. Your portrait then of the anarchist, which is implicitly a portrait of yourself, is one who forges a relationship to the concrete specificity of whatever is, no matter how painful that might be, rather than to the safety of an ideal, which is beautiful. And this ties anarchism rightly to a tradition spreading through existential thought, strands of romanticism, and Greek radicals like Diogenes, who, if you haven't studied, I would suggest looking into. And I especially liked your notion of institutional gap fillers that protect us from the other. That's a beautiful line that I think you should expand. And I love the fact that you're attacking the assumptions of science from an ecological point of view. That's hard to find, and that's something that I agree with, and I plan on doing a series of videos on in the future. There's a guy named Enoch who does a lot of videos, or used to do a lot of videos on the ontological misunderstandings of science and its claims towards an understanding of reality. If you haven't looked at his videos, you should probably look at it. Your video gets heavy into the psychology of the self and the projections of the self, which is a neo-Freudian view of the self that's very dominant in postmodern thought. So lastly, thank you for posting the video response to my video. I plan on posting responses to your videos that you make in the future as I see fit, and I hope that you would continue to engage me. And it's probably a lot easier not knowing me personally. It makes it a lot easier to attack me, and I hope that you keep attacking me from different angles if you can, because that's what I really desire in this interaction.